Hi, this is Maggie with Traction Tools. Today I'm going to take you through the basics of the workspace and the level 10 meeting. So first, getting started on the workspace, you can see all of these tiles, they move around freely. We can drag them and drop them. We can also resize any of the tiles, and we can remove them from our workspace. I'll just click the trash can icon here on the top right of this tile, and you can see it's been removed. Now if I want to bring that back, I'm going to click Add Tile here on the top left. I'm going to hover over the personal section and I'm going to pull in my rocks. So this will show me all of my rocks no matter how many level 10 meetings I sit in. And you can also click Add Tile to pull in tiles from your meeting. So I can hover over the Leadership L10, pull up the rocks here, and now we'll be able to see everyone's rocks, not just our own. So I'm going to remove this, and you can also interact with all of this data right on your workspace. So starting with the scorecard here at the top, we can click into any of these cells and just begin typing. And we'll be able to see all of these 12s that I added in the meeting. And here you can see the current to-dos. We can mark them as complete. I can click on any one of the to-dos if I'd like to take notes or add any attachments. And I can also move this to-do from one meeting to another or to my personal to-do list. In the milestones section, you can also check off your milestones as complete. And in the rocks, we can click on any one of our rocks to also take notes, add attachments, share our rock with another meeting. So I can choose the Sales L10 to also display this rock in, and you can see all of the milestones created here, and we can even create more by clicking Add. You can also change the status of your rock. So here I can move my rock from on track to off track or to done. And last thing I'd like to show you on the workspace here is how to create items. So you can create issues, to-dos, and people headlines using the banner at the top. You can see the buttons just to the left of the profile picture here. So we have a checkbox to create to-dos, a push pin to create issues, and the banner icon to create people headlines. You'll also notice plus icons within your tiles. So you can click the plus in your Leadership L10 scorecard to add a new measurable, or we can create a new rock by using the plus icon here, and then we can attach it to any meetings that we'd like. So you'll notice those plus icons in your to-dos, issues, and people headline tiles as well. Now in the workspace dropdown, you'll find meeting workspaces created for you for the meetings that you're an attendee of. In the custom workspaces, this is where you can create your very own workspace. So you can see I've created a separate space for the Leadership L10, and I have all my tiles pulled up here for the Leadership L10. Now moving into the level 10 area, here you can see all of the meetings listed. There's a couple of grayed out because I'm an admin in the account. And you'll notice that every single meeting has a Manage section to the right-hand side. This is where you can manage the settings and the content of your meeting. So let's click on the Leadership L10 to get started. Here you'll see all of your attendees listed. I recommend that you leave everyone checked and start the meeting as leader. Once you've started the meeting as leader, if your participants are on their own computers, their screens will follow along with you as the meeting leader. So when we change pages from the segue to the scorecard using the agenda here on the left-hand side, everybody's page will follow. Now you can also see an elapsed timer has appeared here at the top, and this is my current local time. Now on the right-hand side, you can see the Notes, New Issue, and New To-Do buttons. These are going to follow us throughout the rest of the meeting. So let's move into the scorecard. Here you can see all of those 12s that I've entered in on the scorecard. We can even continue typing in our data here as well. And so from this screen, we have 3 different ways that we can create an issue or a to-do. So I'd like to highlight those. We have the buttons in the menu bar that we've already discussed here, just to the left of Eileen's profile picture. So anytime you use these buttons here to create an issue to do or a people headline, you'll notice that we cannot choose an owner. So we just choose the meeting that this will go to. So it will always be assigned to you as the account owner. And so for me, that would be assigned to Eileen Sharp. Now the buttons in the white section here will allow you to create items for all of the attendees of this meeting. So now if I create a new to-do, you can see that it's going to be part of the leadership team meeting because that's where we are right now. And I can also control click to attach this to-do to multiple people. And the final way here is in this blue highlighted section. So if you ever wanted to IDS an item on your scorecard, you can click the push pin. It will let you know what your goal is, what was recorded, and what you missed the goal by. So now we can click OK, and that will drop down to our issues list. We can also create a to-do out of any items. And here we'll create our own to-do title. Click OK, and that gets added to our to-do list. And moving into the rock review. So here you'll find the same buttons on the right-hand side in the blue highlighted section, so you can create an issue or to-do from any of your rocks. For example, we have a rock here that's off track. I can click on it to view the notes and take more notes and add attachments on the right-hand side. And I can also click the checkbox here to create a to-do out of my rock. Perhaps my to-do is to get my milestones completed. And then I can also click the push pin if I'd like to IDS this. And we can change this owner to Carol since it's her rock. We'll click OK, and that drops down to our IDS section. Now here you can see that I have some rocks with milestones. These happen to be on track, so we have them all completed and our rock is marked as done. So if I move this back to on track, you can see our progress bar changes to a blue, just on track color. So here if I check off my last milestone as complete, now the entire bar is green. If we happen to be late on any, you'll see the progress bar turn red. Now moving into the people headlines, you can see each of your people headlines listed here, who created it and the message. We can click on this to view any notes and details. Some of the buttons here on the right hand side, so this arrow icon will allow you to send your people headline to another meeting. So it allows you to just copy that over. We'll click OK and we'll have a copied people headline message on the bottom left. I can create an issue out of any of my people headlines and it'll pull in all the details. And I can also create a to-do. So you'll notice that these are the same buttons that we saw in the rock review and in the scorecard section. They're just not in the blue highlighted section anymore. Moving into the to-do list. So here you can see all of your to-dos. You can see the new to-dos created and they'll be marked with a new label. Any late to-dos will be marked with a late label. So you can see that there. And we can also create an issue out of any one of our to-dos. So if I click the push pin here, it lets me know that I have an incomplete to-do, and then we can IDS that. We can even assign that to Art since he's the owner of that to-do. We can also mark all of our to-dos as complete during our meeting. And once you reach at least 90%, you'll get a congratulations and some fireworks. Job well done. And now moving into the IDS section. So here, when you first enter your IDS section, you'll be prioritizing your issues. You can click into the gray circles to choose the 3 that you'd like to discuss, and it will sort them to the top for you. Now we can click on our first issue, and we can start taking notes as we IDS. A few actions that we can take with this now is to simply archive it. All we needed to do was discuss it. We've taken our notes. Now I can just click the checkbox here on the left-hand side of the issue, and it will be archived and stored in our meeting archive, which is always accessible to everyone that is an attendee of the meeting. Now we have our next issue here. We can also take some notes and say we want to send this to another level 10 meeting. We can use the arrow icon here and choose another meeting from the drop down to send this issue to. Now, once the issue has been moved, we have two choices. We can either leave this on our list, and once the sales L10, which we can see it was moved to here on the right-hand side, so once the sales level 10 IDSs this, resolves it, our moved label here would change to a green solved label. And otherwise, if you just wanted to move the issue and you don't want to see any further information, we can just archive that as well. And now we have our last issue here. We can use the checkbox to create a to-do. And I'll just copy and paste this as my to-do title. We can choose who the owner is going to be and click OK. Now once that's done, we can archive our issue and mark it as complete. Now we'll select a new 3 and start the process over again. So the last button that I'd like to show you is the Vto button. This allows you to move an issue to your long-term issues list. You can see that's been moved right away. You may have noticed that there's been undo options popping up on the bottom left of my screen. All of these actions you can also Control Z, and that's Control Z like zebra, or Command Z for any Mac users. And you can see I Control Z'd right now, and that brought the issue back from our VTO. And I can even bring back the issues that I've moved and archived. All right, moving into conclude. Here you can recap on all of your to-dos. You can click on them if there's any changes or notes that you'd like to make. In the Cascading Messages section, you're really just volunteering to take a to-do to cascade that message. And in the rating section here, everyone can go through and rate the meeting. Now, if anybody wasn't there that day, just leave their box blank and they will still receive the email summary and it will not affect your average meeting rating. So we can pretend that Lisa was not here for our level 10 today and she will still receive our email summary because it's going out to all attendees. And now here we'll close out all of our completed to-dos and the people headlines that we've discussed. They will be placed into the meeting archive. You can always go and retrieve them or just go to review the notes. And here we will conclude the meeting. And everything that you're seeing here is what's recorded on the stats tile. So your issue solved, your to-do % completion, and your average meeting will be available on the stats tile. Your time that you've spent in the meeting and the duration when you started and ended will be recorded for you in the timeline. All right, and that's everything that I'd like to share with you today. And if you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. You can use the drop down on the top right, click Contact Support, and someone from our team will get right back to you. If you'd like to explore for an answer yourself, you can check out our knowledge base. We have great articles and videos, and we also have a YouTube channel that you can check out. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.